In this video, we will discuss about the properties of a conductor with respect to the electrostatic field. First, revise what are the conductors. Conductors are those which have free electrons. If you take this as a conductor, then the ions inside a conductor have their fixed positions, and the outermost electron of these ions, they can move anywhere inside the vicinity of the conductor. Means इलेक्ट्रॉन उस मेटल बॉडी के अंदर कहीं पर भी जा सकते हैं. They can move freely. There is no restriction. The electric field is applied to this conductor, then all the electrons in this conductor will be drifted towards the opposite side of electric field, because we know that negative charge move opposite direction to the electric field. Now let us discuss the properties of a conductor. That is, first property is, inside a conductor the electrostatic field is zero. If I explain it further, suppose I am having a spherical conductor. It may be neutral, it may be charged one, and may be placed in a electric field. It may be placed in somewhere electric field. The electric, in all these cases, the electric field inside a conductor, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इस कंडक्टर के अंदर हमेशा ही जीरो होगा. A question comes, why the electric field is zero? To understand it, let us suppose this is your spherical solid conductor and the electric field inside it is not equal to zero. It is having certain value. So this electric field inside a conductor make the electron to move in a opposite direction. It forces these electrons to drift toward the center. As these electrons will move, this make the strength of the electric field less, more less, and the process will goes on till the electric field is equal to zero. So you can say that static condition, in static situation, the electric field inside a conductor is always equal to zero. If it is not equal to zero, then the electrons keep on moving inside a conductor and they automatically make the electric field equal to zero inside a conductor. Now let us discuss about the second property of a conductor. At the surface of a charged conductor, the electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. It means that if I am having this spherical conductor, then the electric field will be pointing always normal to this surface. हमेशा ही इस surface के perpendicular होना चाहिए. Must be perpendicular. Question arises, why it is perpendicular? That is, suppose this is a conducting sphere, why perpendicular is correct, not inclined with some angle? Why it is wrong? What is the problem? To understand it, let us discuss here. So for this one, I consider a solid conducting sphere in which the electric field is not normal. It is inclined with some angle with the surface. Suppose it is making an angle of theta. Then this electric field can be resolved into two parts, that is E cos of theta and perpendicular one is E sin of theta. Again, this electric field which is along the surface will make these electrons which are inside the conductor, it will make these electrons to move in the opposite direction. Again, by doing so, by movement of these electrons, reducing the electric field along this direction. And at a static state, static matlab there is no movement. Electrons now are moving. After they get settled at a static position or situation, this component, E cos theta component, will be reduced to 0. And this component is reduced to 0 and you are left with only one component, that is normal to the surface. So you can say that at a static situation, when there is no movement of electrons inside a conductor, then the electric field is always perpendicular to the surface. Now the third property, in the static condition or situation, there is no excess charge inside a conductor. Whatever the charge is there or given to this conductor, that always reside on the outside wall of the conductor. Suppose this is your conductor, solid conducting sphere. It means that suppose this is your conducting sphere and you give a charge, suppose Q charge you give to this conductor. Then whatever be the charge, that charge always reside on the outside wall. हमेशा ही वो बाहर इकट्ठा होगा, है ना, कंडक्टर की जो बाहर की वॉल होगी उस पे इकट्ठा होगा. अंदर हमेशा, अंदर कोई भी चार्ज जो है वो अंदर नहीं होगा, एक्सेस चार्ज नहीं होगा. चार्ज विल बी देयर, पॉजिटिव चार्ज विल बी देयर, नेगेटिव चार्ज विल बी देयर, but that sum of the charge will be equal to, total sum will be equal to 0. Mean to say that there is no excess positive or excess negative charge, or you can say that the resultant charge inside a conductor is always equal to 0. Question arises, why the charge inside a conductor is 0? So this can be explained with the help of Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem. So what is our Gauss theorem? Gauss theorem is total flux coming out of closed Gaussian surface is equal to total charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. To explain this one, so I consider a solid sphere, conducting sphere, solid conducting sphere. So when I given a charge, suppose I have given it a Q charge, but I don't know where the charge is located or where it is distributed. So to understand it, what I do here, I just draw a closed Gaussian surface to apply a Gauss theorem, which is just inside the wall of this solid conducting sphere. So for this Gaussian surface, we know that according to the first property, so total flux coming out of it is, electric field is 0. So this part is equal to 0, is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Since the electric field inside a conductor is equal to 0, then this part, left hand side part, is equal to 0. So if you solve it, then it says that Q is also equal to 0. So this means that the charge inside a conductor is equal to 0. So whatever the charge, if suppose I given this charge, अगर वो चार्ज अंदर नहीं गया तो वो चार्ज कहाँ गया? The charge will reside on the outside wall of this conductor. जो भी चार्ज मैंने दिया वो सारा का सारा चार्ज कहाँ चला गया? सरफेस के ऊपर चला गया. सो दिस इज योर, जब भी हम कंडक्टर को चार्ज देंगे वो चार्ज कहाँ पर कलेक्ट होगा? इट विल कलेक्ट ऑन द आउटसाइड वॉल ऑफ द कंडक्टर. जो कंडक्टर की बाहर की वॉल होगी उसमें इकट्ठा हो जाएगा और डिस्ट्रीब्यूट यूनिफॉर्मली. Now the fourth property is the electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value as inside on the surface. It means that suppose you have a solid conductor, then electric potential, the value of the electric potential, each and every point inside a conductor will be same. Potential is constant. कहीं पर भी रखें, कोई भी पॉइंट ले, पर वो कंडक्टर के क्या होना चाहिए, अंदर होना चाहिए, तब इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल हमेशा ही कांस्टेंट होगा. और वो किसके बराबर होगा, जितना सरफेस के ऊपर पोटेंशियल होगा उतना ही पोटेंशियल उस कंडक्टर के अंदर होगा. सो दैट इज पोटेंशियल इनसाइड इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू पोटेंशियल ऑन द सरफेस and the potential inside is always constant. The property 4, the electrostatic potential is constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value on the surface as inside. That is, if you have, this is a solid conducting sphere, then the potential at each and every point inside a conductor is always constant. And the value of this electric potential inside a conductor, whatever the value, whatever the same value of electric potential is there inside, that is equal to the value of electric potential on the surface. So we can say that the electric potential inside a conductor हमेशा ही constant, एक समान रहता है. यानी कि अगर आप कोई भी पॉइंट चूज करें किसी भी कंडक्टर के अंदर, नॉट ओनली सफेरिकल वन, इफ यू हैव दिस ऑन सॉलिड और कंडक्टिंग शीट आई एम हैविंग, इसके शीट के अंदर कोई भी पॉइंट लें, अगर शीट को मैं चार्ज क्यू दे दूं तो इस शीट के अंदर कोई भी पॉइंट ले अंदर, पोटेंशियल हमेशा ही सेम होगा, कांस्टेंट होगा. पोटेंशियल इनसाइड, जो भी अंदर होगा पोटेंशियल, और उतना ही पोटेंशियल सरफेस पे होगा. सो दिस इज द meaning, or this is your fourth property of a conductor. Now to understand more, let us calculate the electric potential for sphere, solid sphere. So I consider this is a solid sphere and I given q charge to it. So according to the third property, the charge reside on the outside wall of the conductor. No charge is present inside, which makes the electric field also equal to 0 and the charge also equal to 0. To calculate electric potential, we know the definition of electric potential is it is amount of work done to bring a charge from infinity to a respective position per unit test charge. Mean to say that you are bringing any charge from this infinity to this point. So let q naught be the charge. Or we can also calculate electric potential by this relation. We know the electric potential is equal to negative of line integral of electric field. So E dr. Here we have to just put the value of the electric field. At any instant or any position, the electric field is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. I take the position of that point is small r. So this is your electric field for any sphere. It may be conducting or it may be charged sphere. If we put the value electric field, then it becomes 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into dr. Now one more thing, I want to put the limits also. So you are bringing the charge particle from infinity to this position. So infinity, so what is the position of this one? This is your radius. If you want to calculate the distance of this point, this is nothing but it is a radius. So it is capital R. So afterward we get q is constant, 4 pi epsilon naught is also constant. So I take it this term is outside integration. So minus q 4 pi epsilon naught r raised to power minus 2 into dr. Now integrating this one, so what we get? Minus q 4 pi epsilon naught into, just like x raised to power n. The integration of x raised to power n is n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Similarly, here it is r raised to power minus 2 plus 1 means minus 1 and minus 1. Limit infinity to r. Now this minus and this minus will go cancel out. We are left with 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q 1 by r infinity to r. Now solving it furthermore, so what we get? The electric potential will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r. So this is your electric potential due to a solid sphere on the surface. And it is just like or equal to the point charge. Electric potential due to point charge. Same formula has come. I want to calculate the electric potential inside a spherical conducting. So I want to calculate electric potential at this point P. Now, according to the definition of electric potential, to calculate electric potential at point P, we have to calculate a work done to bring a unit charge from infinity to this position. So I divide this work into two works. This is work 1 and this is your work 2. Now we have already calculated in this case amount of work done to bring this charge from infinity to this position which is on the surface. So here work done to bring this charge from infinity on the surface to bring a unit charge is equal to V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Now what is a work done W2 per unit charge Q naught? That is equal to this much. So work done per unit charge to bring from the surface to this point. We know that the electric field inside this conducting sphere is 0. If there is no electric field, then the work done is also equal to 0. According to this formula, you can see here, see this formula, the potential is equal to minus EdR. If electric field is 0, then the potential is also equal to 0. Potential means work done to bring a unit positive charge. This means that the work done to bring any charge from P point to this point is equal to 0. So it means that the potential on the surface or anywhere inside this sphere is always equal to constant, is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. So this is your electric potential on the surface as well as inside a surface of a conducting sphere. Now the fifth property of the conductor is the electric field on the surface of charged conductor is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught n cap. N is a normal vector and its direction is always perpendicular to the surface. Now to calculate the electric potential, now consider this is a conducting sheet having negligible thickness and it is infinite conducting sheet. Let Q charge is given to you and this charge will distribute uniformly over the outside wall of this conductor. So this sheet will have two faces, just like this page. This page has two outside walls. One is this one and other is this one. So similarly, for this conducting sheet also two faces. One is upward and other is downward, contributing a surface charge density sigma. We know the surface charge density is equal to how much? It is charge per unit surface area. Now P is a point at a distance of R from where I want to calculate the electric field. The electric field at a point P, we use Gauss theorem. The Gauss theorem states that the total flux coming out of closed this Gaussian surface is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. Now to apply a Gauss theorem, we should choose a closed Gaussian surface and the surface should be symmetrical. So I chosen a cylindrical, this is cylindrical closed Gaussian surface, just like pen also. It is just like a cylinder also. It has also three kind of surface. First one is this one. Second one is, suppose this is cut. If I cut this one, it will be also smooth. So this look like this is surface S1, this is S2, and this is third curved surface is this one, round one. So similarly, this cylindrical surface I had drawn. I had chosen this cylindrical surface as a Gaussian surface in which the surface area is S and the height is 2r, r above and r downward, so that it should be symmetrical. So to calculate the electric field, I start with the left hand side. The left hand side is E dot ds. So since this surface has three kind of surfaces, so I divide into three integrals. Now if you see this diagram, the electric field is perpendicularly upward. हमें मालूम है कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड पॉजिटिव चार्ज के लिए हमेशा ही बाहर की तरफ होता है. तो फॉर दिस कंडक्टिंग शीट विल बी आल्सो परपेंडिकुलरली अपवर्ड एंड पॉजिटिव चार्ज बाहर की तरफ, दैट इज डाउनवर्ड. नाउ आई वांट टू अप्लाई द E dot ds for different surfaces. Now let us see for S1 surface. Now from the diagram you can see here the direction of ds is downward, the electric field is also downward, so both are in same direction. So what we get for S1 surface, E dot ds, that is E ds cos theta, and here both are in same direction. So what is cos theta? Theta is 0 degree, so cos 0 1, so it becomes E ds. Now if you see S2 surface, if you see this S2 surface, direction of surface, this surface, इस surface के लिए direction क्या है? हम ऊपर की तरफ, और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की क्या होती है? ऊपर की तरफ, इट इज अपवर्ड. बोथ आर इन सेम डायरेक्शन, सो अगेन द एंगल इज 0 डिग्री. सो इट बिकम्स E dot ds, that is E ds cos theta, cos 0 1, so it becomes E ds. Now for the third surface, this is our third curved surface. इसकी डायरेक्शन हमेशा ही परपेंडिकुलर टू द सरफेस, तो परपेंडिकुलर ये आएगी सरफेस के, पर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज in a downward direction, so both are making an angle of 90 degree. So for S3 surface, EDS, that is EDS cos, so that is EDS cos theta, so cos 90 0, so whole term becomes 0. So now our left hand side becomes EDS for S1, EDS for S2, and the third term is equal to third integral is equal to 0. So equal to, since E is uniform, I have chosen only the symmetrical Gaussian surface. If you see that this diagram, the S1 surface, this is S1 surface, this is your S2 surface. Both are equidistant, R above, R downward. So they are equidistant. If they are equidistant, then and they are symmetrically placed, so the electric field will be uniform. So if it is uniform or constant, so I can take it outside the integration sign. So I took it is E outside the integration sign, and ds for S1, E also outside the integration sign, ds for S2 surface. So we know that I have chosen the symmetrical surface. So here this surface is also S, this surface is also S2, so it becomes ES and ES, total is 2ES. Now the right hand side we know that it is total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface divided by epsilon naught. If you see this diagram here, you see here this surface area cut this sheet here. ये जो गॉसियन सरफेस एरिया है ये इस पार्ट को यहां पर कट करता है. सो इट विल कट, ये ऊपर वाली शीट को भी कट करेगा और नीचे वाली शीट को भी कट करेगा. सो इट इंक्लोजेस टू सरफेसेस, वन इज अबव एंड वन इज डाउनवर्ड, नीचे की तरफ. सो व्हाट इज द टोटल चार्ज इनक्लोज्ड? कुछ चार्ज इस शीट के ऊपर होगा, कुछ चार्ज जो है वो नीचे भी होगा. तो जो चार्ज ऊपर की तरफ होगा, सो दैट इज व्हाट, व्हाट इज द टोटल चार्ज फ्रॉम दिस फार्मूला, Q इज इक्वल टू सिग्मा इंटू S. तो टोटल चार्ज विल बी सिग्मा इंटू S ऊपर, क्योंकि S इज ए सरफेस एरिया है इसका, सो इट विल बी सिग्मा इंटू S. एंड सिग्मा एस ऊपर की तरफ एंड सिग्मा एस नीचे की तरफ. तो टोटल चार्ज विल बी इक्वल टू 2 sigma s. Now what we get now? 2 sigma s divided by epsilon naught. This is our second equation. From 1 and 2, what we get? From 1 and 2, we get 2es is equal to 2 sigma s divided by epsilon naught. 2 cancel out, s get cancel out. So what we get? Electric field is equal to sigma into epsilon naught. So this is your electric field due to the conducting sheet. From here you can see here it is independent of distance or position. So it means that the electric field at this P point is equal to the electric field on the surface. So this means that the electric field on the surface of a conducting sheet is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Now if you write it in the vector form, that is including the direction, we know the direction of electric field is always perpendicular to the sheet, upward and downward. So similarly, this vector is represented by n cap. So electric field in vector form become E sigma by epsilon naught n cap. N cap represent the direction, where n is a unit vector which is normal to the surface. So this is your electric field on the surface of the conductor. Sigma. Sixth property of a conductor is electrostatic shielding. Shielding means protecting anything from the external or from the electric field. So electrostatic shielding is shielding a region or anything or experiment from external or stray field, outside field. We know that to understand it more, we know that for the case of conductor, किसी भी कंडक्टर के अंदर, not only spherical one, it can be of any shape, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड उस कंडक्टर के बॉडी के अंदर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड हमेशा जीरो होगा, चार्ज हमेशा जीरो होगा, चार्ज इज ऑलवेज इक्वल टू जीरो एंड द पोटेंशियल इज ऑलवेज कांस्टेंट. Whatever the charge you give to this sphere or any conductor, or whatever be the external, whatever be the value of the external electric field, the electric field is zero, charge is zero, potential is constant. This means that if we want to protect anything or shield anything from the external electric field, we should cover it, or we should do that experiment inside a conductor. Suppose this is your conductor, conducting body, and we put a cavity, or you have some cavity inside this one. This is your cavity inside a conductor. So here inside this cavity, the electric field is also zero, charge is always zero, V is always constant. कितना भी चार्ज क्यों ना दूं मैं इसको, और कितने भी फील्ड के बाहर क्यों ना रखूं, ये तीन प्रॉपर्टी अंदर की कभी चेंज नहीं करेंगी. So we know that this is called as electrostatic shielding. So this is your electrostatic shielding. Thanking you.